Welcome back. Alrighty, it's Thursday evening, post gi and no gi. Well, we do no gi first and then we do gi. Proper way to do it. Everybody knows that. You do no gi first, so that way the mats get real sweaty, and the gi guys come in and do shrimps to wipe the sweat off the mats with their gis. That's the appropriate way to welcome the gi people to class. It's like, oh, you didn't want to come to no gi? That's too bad. I guess you'll just have to mop up the mats with your gi, or you can roll around in sweaty mats. So mean. My gym's in Texas, so it gets hot here. Hold on, I gotta pump this thing up. Pump it up, pump it up. All right, I think we're good. Oh yeah, premium mist. Oh, there we go. Yes, the premium misting. So what did we do in class today? Before we get to class today, yesterday was Wednesday, and I went to B team for their noon class to go drop off a jacket I made for a buddy of mine over there who has a really cool company called Carney Jerky, and he makes delicious jerky chips. So they're really good. Y'all need to look into this. I'm serious. Okay, anyways, I was over at B team like for the noon class. Declan was teaching a really neat pass from headquarters that I liked. I was like, hey, this is pretty good. I like where he's going on with this. I like what he's got going on here, right? And then watching them drill and work out, it's so neat. And it was something that I did want to talk about because like there's a difference the way like competitors and athletes train at jiu-jitsu gyms versus moms and pops and engineers and traffic cops and like regular people train, right? Or kids even, right? It's like, so hobbyists, I guess you would say, like how do hobbyists train versus professional athletes? And should they train the same? Man, it's really interesting because like when I was over, like I said, at the B team, like their athletes, they were training really, really hard. They had some hard rounds. I heard a lot of slams, not really necessarily slams, but there's a lot of mat slapping and thuds happening, which usually would indicate that, people are getting after it, which that's not a bad thing. Like if you are training to compete, you should train with that intent. So you should be looking to win those exchanges and put yourself in good positions as you train. And you want to simulate matches as much as you can if that's what you need to do, right, to prepare for your competition. Versus like a hobbyist is like they're training to improve, obviously, but they're also training for exercise. They're training to socialize. They like the community. They like being part of the gym. Like their kids train there, their friends train there, and this is a good way for them to exercise, de-stress, that kind of a thing. And if they go hard in their roles with the same intensity that an athlete does, they might get injured, right? And in which case they can't work, or maybe they can't take care of their kid properly, or whatever it is, or it just makes training less enjoyable for them, because they're worried about getting hurt, or they do get hurt, from other people going ham on them, knocking into them, smacking into them, getting kneed in the face, like that sucks. Yeah, getting kneed in the face is horrible. So, I think so maybe instead of like just training with a lot of intensity, like for the hobbyists, like you could still train with intent, but not intensity. So this is something that I saw Andrew Wiltsey make a comment on Reddit recently, and someone asked him a question about training with intensity, and he made a clarification about, this is really more about training with intent, right? So you should go into each training session or roll or round or whatever with an intent to achieve a goal. Walk away, so that way you walk away with knowledge that you achieved or did not achieve your goal, right? And then understanding and dissecting what made you successful or what made you fail, so that the next time that you attempt this endeavor, that you're more successful, right? And I think that is a good attitude to have for both athletes and hobbyists, honestly. Always having a learner's mindset, looking to improve, but, and then using that intent, like having a goal in mind for each session. It doesn't even have to be a big goal. Like for white belts, for new people, that intent could be, I am going to work on getting my grips. Like I'm gonna get 2 grips today. That's it. It might not happen, because if you guys remember in gi jiu-jitsu, like they really, really fight tooth and nail to prevent you from getting the grips that you like, right? So if your goal that day is like, I'm gonna get 2 grips and I'm gonna do something. Might not even be good, but just having that small goal, that's something you can achieve. It's bite size. It's easy to determine whether or not you succeeded, right? And then, like, if you don't succeed, you can ask your partners afterwards, after the rounds, like, hey, I was really trying to get my grips here, and you were doing a great job at preventing me. Can you help me understand what I could be doing differently to be more successful? And I bet you your training partner will help you in that regard. And then with these little small incremental goals, you can add them up into bigger goals. Like, I want to get my grips. Oh, I want to get my grips and I want to pull guard. I want to get my grips, pull guard, and I want to get a sweep. Like maybe get very specific. Like I want to do a waiter sweep, or I want to do a scissor sweep. Like how can I get into these positions? And then create those kinds of goals, right? So you piece these little pieces, you piece a little like the positions together into a sequence. And so that goal is a sequence of moves now, right? I mean, or, you could make it like big picture, like I'm gonna submit this person. Or you could do what Gordon Ryan does and like write it on a piece of paper and give it to coach before class. And then at the end of the class, when he opens it up, it says like triangles. And then like you just got done like triangling everybody in class, and your coach was like, whoa, I am really impressed. You called your shot like Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth called his shot. He's like, hey, you want to do the home run? That's really impressive to be able to call your shot, right? But like the thing with it is like he set a goal that with intent. His intent, was to submit people with this very specific submission. And, when you're that good, you can do those kinds of things. But, not everybody's that great, right? Not everybody can just set those big goals or those big specific goals with those kinds of things. I don't know. I like bite-sized, manageable goals are a little bit easier. But you could also make big goals, like big long-term goals. Like I want to be like a really successful business person, But the thing with it is like, I want to be a really successful business person isn't that really a goal per se. It's really more of an aspiration, because it doesn't give a lot of specific targets. It doesn't give you a way to understand like how to determine if you're successful in your endeavor, right? Whether or not you get to achieve what you wanted to achieve. Like, so I would recommend being more specific, like even with the big goals. I want to have $5 million. I want to have $5 million, and I want to own commercial real estate and have a steady income of at least 6 figures, a low 6 figures every year. Something like that. It's like, man, that's a really big goal. Well, how do you get there? I don't know. Research it. ChatGPT, baby. Make it happen, right? But you can do the same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like, I want to submit everybody with a triangle. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, we'll break it down though. It's like, okay, I'm going to pull guard. I need to get to my closed guard. for my closed guard, I'm going to get to my triangle attempts. You know, make it bite-sized, make it manageable. I mean, like Gordon does that too, obviously. You know, but you can do it too. Oh, am I done already? Well, that went by quick. I didn't even notice I was done. Well, I guess that's it. Like and subscribe. Okay, bye.